What's good, everyone? Welcome back to... That's better. What's good, everyone? Happy May the 4th, International Star Wars Day, one of my absolute favourite days of the year. Today I thought I'd break down some of my favourite Star Wars pieces I've drawn over the years in Procreate. So let's jump in and have a look. Alrighty, undoubtedly the best day of the year for all the Star Wars fans out there. I grew up with the Star Wars movies, absolutely love them, everything to do with the franchise. So I thought today let's break down some of my favourite pieces I've drawn in Procreate and celebrate this awesome day. Now these are going to cross a few different genres today, and some of these are pretty old pieces of art. The first one dating back maybe about 4 years now since I drew it, all the way through to something I drew recently. So let's just have a look at each piece and discuss. Jumping straight in with the oldest of the pieces that I drew. This piece is one of my neo-traditional designs. We've got the Stormtrooper helmet flipped upside down, which I think is a really cool take with the lantern coming out of it. Big flame as well. And we've got so much else happening in the piece, but also this dark aesthetic, which I think really plays nicely on the flipped helmet look and the large flame coming out of the lantern. I really loved this airy feel, and you can tell here by the chains really looping around and all the uses of the orbs in the background. You'll see through almost all of my designs, I bring in these little orbs or circles, and they're floating throughout the piece. I really like it to create a bit of levity and lightheartedness, and you're really not sure where this piece is, but everything's kind of floating. So I've got those in here. This was a couple of years into doing that. I reckon I've been doing that for about 6 or 7 years now in my designs. But yeah, this is a super fun piece. We've even got some markings on the helmet here, the upside down cross, which I'm known for doing quite a bit as well. I got a whole bunch of these printed when they came out. They sold out as soon as I did. Let's jump back to the gallery. I created a little folder here for the Star Wars pieces. Now the next one has 2 designs. They're these Kylo Ren pieces here. I did original color piece of this, which I love. This one I got printed massive. This was designed on A2 and it was printed A2 and it was so cool. I've actually got one tucked away behind me there somewhere. I found it. There we go. How cool. So as you can see here, this is a newer version of this design. This was the original design. I love this. It sold really, really well. People loved it. It was originally done A2, but the best selling print was on A3 size. And then I did a few versions over the time as well. So if we go back, I did a grayscale version as well, which I love. But I also quite like my signature on the leaf down here as well. I've done this quite a bit over the years, and I really quite like implementing my artist signature in part of the design. Obviously, when the timing is right and when it suits the design. But as you can see here, keeping originals and reworking them can turn out really, really well. And this was an iteration I did where I really wanted to bring those breaks in the helmet. If anyone's familiar with the Star Wars series out there, you'll know what I'm referring to here. So yeah, that's those 2 there. The original, the grayscale, and then eventually what turned into what I think is a pretty cool print, yeah? Alrighty, moving right along, it's another Kylo Ren piece, but I love this one. This is really when I started to get into cross-hatching. As you can see here, all this shading is done with cross-hatching brushes, and I was obsessed with it at the time, and I still am. But this piece is really fun. It's different. It's monochromatic. I only used purple in this, different shades of purple, but realistically, purple in itself. But I really like what I did with the design element here, and I actually removed parts of the helmet, which is quite cool. As you can see here, there's a skull coming through in the background. So we've got the faceplate coming up onto the side of the head. You've got his neck wraps as well underneath, but then the back of it is a skull. I liked the idea of a deconstructed helmet, and you can also see the skull coming through here in the visor part, which is not there as well. We've got the bottom of the eye sockets on that skull, which you can see through the front part there. And then the flowers, very big, bold, flowy. All right, moving right along, jump back to the gallery, and we have this really cool traditional design that I did probably about a year ago now with the Stormtrooper helmet. Now, full transparency, I'd drawn this design with a different interior element in the past. I can't remember exactly what it was. It actually sat in my stack of nothingness, which is what I call my Procreate stack, where I don't use the artwork or I'm not happy with it at the time. And on days where I'm lacking inspiration, I go through there and see what I can create. And this was something where I wasn't happy with what was inside. When I say inside, I mean where the helmet was here. But yeah, Stormtrooper, traditional design, very cool. Love this. Let's jump on to the next one. Alrighty, the 3 traditional designs in a row. These were so much fun to draw. I really wanted to start a flash sheet. This is by no means done. I want to have about 8 designs, maybe 12 designs on this page. These will all be individually a little bit smaller, but I really wanted to have traditional designs that were based around Star Wars characters. As you can see, I've got a few very well-known heads from the Star Wars universe, and I've just got them in interesting traditional design formats here. I really like this. I'm really excited to continue this moving forward. And one more, the most recent design I've drawn, I thought this one was quite interesting. R2-D2 rolling along in all his glory with these really nice flowers sitting behind, almost like R2-D2's being held up by them, which I think is really, really nice. And I do have the orbs in this one as well, as you can see here in the background. So yeah, those are my Star Wars pieces over the years. There have been others as well. Some were just ideas that never turned into anything. Others I literally couldn't find. But as for today, May the 4th, International Star Wars Day, I thought I'd share these with you. Thank you for coming along for the ride. I've had a blast having a look back at some of these pieces. Again, some of these may pop up on my website soon as prints or t-shirts. So again, leave me comments down below if there are other characters you'd love me to draw. And as always, a subscribe, like, and share helps me continue doing what I do and bringing you videos each and every week. So until the next video, I'll catch you then.